Hi everyone, it's Chenzo from Reality Art Pod, here to talk about week one's Sunday nominations episode of Big Brother 28. Last time on Big Brother, the house guests moved in, competed for safety, and when Rachel was thrown to her death by a velociraptor, her replacement remained a mystery. Before I dive in, links in the description to my playlist to catch up on my recaps. If you like the content, consider liking, subscribing, and commenting what you thought of the episode. But let's dive into it. We pick back up where we left off. The final player to join the cast is Dee from Survivor and the Challenge. She'll be competing against Angela and Devins in a stacking flame puzzle HOH competition. Each of them will be assisted by players who brought them back in the time machine. The first player to stack their flame will win HOH. When a winner is declared, the team with the least stacked puzzle will be have-nots for the week. Devins tells us that he and Dee didn't work together on Survivor 50, so he's not so sure they'll be good here on Big Brother. Angela is trying to win this and redeem herself from her first HOH Crazy Eyes debacle. Dee's teammates are coaching her through the puzzle, and Devins nearly completes his, but knocks it over. Taylor tells us she's still annoyed with Devins because when he came in, he didn't greet her. As Dee finishes her puzzle, she reassures her team they'll all be safe, then buzzes in, winning the first head of household competition of the summer. Since Devins was last, his team of he, Drew, Chuck, Haley, and Taylor will be have-nots this week. Yash is thrilled that his team won and is feeling safe, safe, safe. The players time machine back to the present, and Dee gets to see the house for the first time. Angela feels great. She's going to be teamed up with Dee and Devins, and she just saved her team from being have-nots. She's their hero. The have-nots get to see their room, a medieval torture chamber with a rotating rack as a bed. They build this whole room every year just for a few minutes in episode 2. Players finally introduce themselves. Everyone knows Angela from Crazy Eyes. Haley is lusting over fighter Camus. Mallory is not telling the group she's a rocket scientist. Latrice is happy to hear Nigerian cowboy Chuck is single. Jason tells the group he's a drag queen, but is not revealing he was on Drag Race. Angela recognizes Jason from social media, likely from dressing up like Ainsley for season 26. Rome is drooling over Lyric, so sorry Ashley, this man's taken. And Lyric likes him too. This is going to be a thing. Latrice tells the group she's turning 58 this week. They are very impressed with her. Taylor thinks Yash is cute, and Barrett says Dee is his survivor crush, telling us she's so stunning he can't even function. Ashley tells the group she's never had a hamburger, but she loves meat. Dee is also not sure if she and Devins are going to work together, which is nonsense to me. They both definitely are friends, and likely pre-gamed. I'm not buying otherwise. Angela quickly pulls Dee for a one-on-one, mentoring Dee with some do's and don'ts from her own experience. These two quickly agree they are on the same page and want to work together. Dee thinks Angela is smart and wants to learn from her. In the storage room, Camus and Chuck bond and make an alliance. They both want to work with Haley. Jason opens up to Angela, saying he's used to being in the drag sphere and isn't used to being around so many straight people. Angela reassures Jason that she has a gay son and is going to be his mama in the house. This was a sweet moment. At night, the have-nots get into their spinning bed. This bed looks comfortable. It needs to be spinning much faster for me to be entertained or impressed. The next day, Chuck and Camus recruit Haley. They basically tell Haley and us they want Haley because they don't want to have an all-guys alliance, so she's their token woman, and she loves it. Dee and Devins have their talk. Of course, they instantly agreed to work together, continuing to act like they haven't spoken since they were on the island. They plan for Dee to get into the alliance with Camus, Chuck, and Haley, and Devins will pull in Barrett and Drew to form what they call a band of misfits. Elsewhere, Lyric, Melody, and Mallory bond. Mallory tells them she doesn't connect with Dee, and she thinks she'll likely go on the block. Dee's life is made easier. Camus and Haley come to Dee, recruiting her to be in the alliance, pretending they haven't asked Chuck to be in their alliance yet, and suggesting they bring in Chuck and Devins as well. Dee is totally fine letting the newbies think this is all their genius idea, so this group meets and makes a 5-person alliance. Camus suggests they target Lyric, Mallory, and Melody since they're always together, and Camus wants Barrett out as well. Dee and Devins are soaking all this information in. They name this 5-person alliance the Red Corner, which is a terrible name. Devins reports to us, dun 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 dun. The Red Corner are basically dummies and pawns in the survivors' games. It's day 2. Rome and Lyric are continuing to flirt heavily and consistently. Lyric is aware that it'll put a target on their back, but nevertheless, they persist, admitting they like each other and having their first kiss in bed as Mallory sleeps below them, which is so challenge house coded. Mallory wakes up and Yash gets into bed, and there these two go, smooch, 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 loud as hell. Mallory and Yash retell the smooch story to the other players. The 3 vets finally meet, solidifying their core team. They agree they like Barrett and Drew, so they get to work recruiting Drew and Barrett, who are both down as hell. This group of 5 appears to be the veteran players' real alliance, but Barrett does recognize that he was the last person to be asked about it. They have an alliance meeting where the vets tell Drew and Barrett that Camus and his friends don't like them, and that Dee's plan is to nominate one person from each team from the HOH challenge, while avoiding nominating people in her alliances. They name their 5-person alliance the Crossovers, have a handshake and a hug, so this shit is real. Devins tries to gain trust with his new allies, telling Angela and Drew about the Red Corner Alliance and its name. Dee is not happy that Devins told them all this information. She feels like Devins is putting information out there that can be used against them in the future, but they quickly smooth this over. Mallory talks to Dee. This is a very awkward conversation. Mallory just has diarrhea of the mouth about her personal life. Mallory has ruined Dee's pasta eating experience, and they talk no game. Later, the Red Corner meeting, Dee tells them she's nominating one person from each starter group, and they brainstorm potential nominees that Dee isn't close to. But later, Camus encourages Dee to nominate Barrett, who didn't play in the competition, instead of someone on her team, who she promised safety to. But this makes Dee also consider Ashley, who also didn't play in the competition, which leads us to the nomination ceremony. No key wheel for those on annual key wheel watch. Dee decides to nominate Mallory, Yash, and Taylor for eviction, sharing with them that she was nominating one from each team. In a very diplomatic and apologetic speech, Mallory is especially upset, but we'll see more of that on Wednesday because this is where we end the episode. So that's where we leave things. I was happy with this episode, though we really only saw story from Mallory. The Taylor and Yash storylines were sidelined in favor of explaining the alliances to us. This 90 minutes was mostly necessary gameplay. I'm historically anti-have-nots in general, but just a thought, had they not had to do a segment about the have-not room, we could have seen some story about Taylor and Yash. Though the counterpoint is, maybe they just didn't talk to Dee at all, which I would find silly and hard to believe. We're about caught up to where the live feed started Friday night, and now so much that's happened makes so much more sense. Knowing that the vets have created this web across half the house that also doesn't reach to certain parts of the house, it's created an interesting dynamic and setup, which will be made even more interesting once powers are pumped into the game, and when people the vets don't have real or fake alliances with come into power. But that's all I have to say for now. I'll be back Wednesday to talk about the Power of Veto episode, then Thursday for the live eviction and week 1 player rankings. If you like this video, consider liking and subscribing, and let me know in the comments what you thought of this episode, Dee's HOH win and nominations, and who right now are you hoping is evicted this week. Until next time, you know where to find me. Bye.